It's March 14th. Welcome to YesToHellWith.com. This is an extremely important video, and I encourage you to watch it until the end. Now, I tend to approach life rather simply. I try to deal with what we know while recognizing that it is often what we do not know that causes us the greatest harm. So the question becomes this: how do we arrive at a clear understanding of what we need to know right now in order to move forward successfully? To do that, we must ask questions that lead us to information that gives us a clear path forward. And how we arrive at that path is especially vital in the legal realm. The Liberty Dialogues series provides a method and an approach that allows us to arrive at that very destination. And when that method is combined with AI or ChatGPT, something very powerful happens. We can arrive at answers that are structured and logical and grounded in a constitutional framework. Answers that help us prevail rather than wander through confusion and doubt. But there is a problem in the information age today. There are many avenues where people seek legal understanding. There are gurus who charge thousands of dollars an hour for their advice. There are websites filled with supposed legal information. But much of that information is not comprehensively grounded, and in many cases it is simply wrong. So we have to be very deliberate. Let me give you an example. The other day I saw one of those so-called gurus post a legal question about the 14th Amendment. He posted it on social media. He asked the question and then used AI to arrive at the answer. Now, the answer itself was not entirely wrong, but it was not complete. And because it was incomplete, it failed to consider the full legal ramifications of the issue and how it might affect someone using that information. And this is not just about the 14th Amendment. This problem exists with any legal question. We must understand what we do not know, and that is precisely why the Liberty Dialogue series is so vital. You see, the Liberty Dialogues can completely eliminate the need for those self-proclaimed gurus who may not know much after all. No longer do we need to pay $2,000 or $4,000 for someone to give us advice that the Liberty Dialogues can help us obtain ourselves for free. My intention is very simple. I want people to obtain the Liberty Dialogues and use AI properly within the Liberty Dialogues framework. When we do that, something remarkable happens. We no longer need the gurus. And we begin to realize that many lawyers who either do not understand the law or who would never tell us the truth about the law if they did, become far less necessary in our lives. When we remove that dependency, something powerful emerges. We gain peace of mind. We gain understanding because we now begin to map out our own strategies because we have the knowledge and the wisdom. We can examine issues through the Liberty Dialogue's order of authority, jurisdiction, status, standing, and obligation. And we can understand the government's power of presumption, the silent force that moves the legal system forward unless it is challenged intelligently and timely. Now, to demonstrate this point, I'm going to send an email to everyone. In that email, I will attach the exact question asked by the guru. I will show you the answer that AI gave him. And then I will show you the same question asked again, but this time framed within the Liberty Dialogues context using ChatGPT. When you see the two answers, you will immediately recognize the difference. You will see the power of the Liberty Dialogues. This is not just information. This is an arsenal. This is intellectual weaponry. And frankly, it should exist in every home across the fruited plain. Every American should have the Liberty Dialogues. Even the gurus, if they were honest with their clients and with themselves, should be using the Liberty Dialogues in their work. But more importantly, when you have the Liberty Dialogues, you gain the ability to operate independently. We can then check the gurus and validate their claims and find answers that they do not even know. My goal is to replicate within you the same process that I use, so that anyone who possesses the Liberty Dialogues can do independently what I do by myself. This is extraordinarily powerful. But there is one final piece to the puzzle. Once you understand the Liberty Dialogues, once you understand the structure of authority, jurisdiction, status, standing, and obligation, and once you begin using AI within that framework, you must still establish something critically important to your life. You must establish your good faith belief about the law. Because ultimately, if you ever find yourself in a courtroom, what matters is not only what the law says, but what you believe the law said and why, as a basis for your choices and actions. This is why statementofunderstanding.com is so vital. The Statement of Understanding allows you to document your reasoning, your research, and your conclusions in a clear and organized form, much better than the Congress of the United States. It creates evidence of your good faith belief, and that evidence can become extremely important in a court of law as admissible evidence. When this final step is completed, something changes. You sleep better at night. You operate during the day with greater confidence. And when the moment arrives where the presumptive authority of government confronts you, you stand prepared with knowledge, prepared with documented good faith, prepared with the structure of the Liberty Dialogues. And that is wealth beyond measure. And as always, may truth reign supreme.